With a legal update and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John. You're watching the Wrestling Report. Addressing his absence from WWE programming, Carlito told Chris Van Vliet, "For a little bit, yeah, I can continue wrestling. I still feel like I have a little bit left in the tank. I think I got a few more years in me. Not many, but a few. Wrestling into my 50s? Probably not gonna happen. No, probably not. Mentally, I think. But my body's probably not going to take it. Not having to wrestle every week has helped me out a lot. I've been dealing with some injuries, so not bumping has helped. But yeah, like I said, there's still a little bit left in the tank." Revealing that he is the victim of theft, AEW star Lance Archer wrote this on X. "My SUV was stolen today, mid of day at a Costco in Duncanville, Texas. If you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area and happen to see a 2018 white Yukon Denali license plate VGZ9119, 24 in rims with white wall tires, extra dark window tint, please report to Duncanville Police Department." Explaining why he thinks Mercedes Moné will return to WWE, Ric Flair noted on Busted Open Radio, "Right now, I do think WWE is a better fit. Yeah, because she doesn't have that many good opponents over there in AEW. Everybody's good. To be in the business, you've got to be good. But to be great, that encompasses a whole different word. Great and good. You know what I mean? And I truly believe she'll end up over there back in WWE." Touching on his future with AEW, Ric Flair told Gabby AF, "We're not a sponsor anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, there really isn't anything for me to do there right now. I don't think Tony Khan realized I was on blood thinners. When he found out, it pretty much ruled me out of anything physical. I mean, I can still get in the ring and talk, but that's about it." Providing a legal update on the situation with Vince McMahon, Ringside News wrote that a federal appeals court ruled that Vince McMahon's former lawyer was wrong to withhold certain documents from a grand jury investigating how McMahon handled multi-million-dollar settlements with two former WWE employees who accused him of sexual misconduct. According to the Associated Press, 3 judges from the Second U.S. Court of Appeals in New York upheld a lower court's decision, stating that the documents were not protected by attorney-client privilege because of an exception for crime or fraud. The court found that prosecutors had reason to believe McMahon and his lawyer illegally bypassed WWE's internal policies and created false records to hide the settlements. They allegedly gave misleading information to WWE's auditors, even though McMahon used his own money to pay the settlements. McMahon's lawyer provided many documents to the grand jury, but withheld 208, claiming attorney-client privilege. The court ruled that these documents must be turned over because they were part of an effort to hide the settlements from WWE and its auditors. Although the appeals court ruling did not name McMahon, a person familiar with the case confirmed he was the unnamed former chief executive officer of a publicly traded company. The current status of the grand jury investigation is unclear, and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan has not commented. McMahon's representatives also did not respond to the court ruling, though he has previously denied wrongdoing. The case references a $3 million settlement with one former employee and another $7.5 million settlement with a different employee. One of them, Janelle Grant, has filed a lawsuit claiming she was pressured into leaving WWE and signing a non-disclosure agreement. The lawsuit argues that the agreement should be invalid because McMahon failed to pay the full settlement amount. In September 2023, prosecutors sent legal orders to McMahon's lawyer and law firm asking for all communications related to the settlements. The lawyer who helped McMahon with the agreements refused to give some documents, leading to a legal battle. The appeals court ruled that these documents must be turned over because they were part of an effort to keep WWE and its auditors auditors from knowing about the accusations. Because the settlement agreements resolving the victims' claims were structured and negotiated to keep them hidden from the company, the district court found that all communications about the claims and settlement agreements were made in furtherance of the criminal scheme to keep the company and its auditors unaware of the allegations. This comes after the SEC charges against Vince McMahon, in which he settled by paying a $400,000 fine and reimbursing WWE $1.3 million. Nonetheless, we will have to wait and see how the legal battle will continue, as it's clearly far from over at the moment. Ringside News then added that federal prosecutors in Manhattan have dropped their criminal investigation into Vince McMahon, which examined whether he attempted to cover up multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. While speaking to the New York Post, McMahon's lawyer, Robert W. Allen, stated that the case's conclusion was expected, calling it the result of an appeal on a procedural issue that was argued 5 months ago. He stated that communication with the government had been ongoing and confirmed there would be no charges. This is simply the result of an appeal of a procedural matter that was argued 5 months ago. We have been in consistent communication with the government since that time and understand with no ambiguity that the investigation has definitely concluded and will not result in charges. A ruling from appeals judges last Friday revealed that a grand jury had investigated whether McMahon violated the law by concealing allegations of sexual misconduct involving 2 former female employees. He ultimately paid them $10.5 million in settlements. On January 10th, McMahon settled charges with the SEC related to undisclosed payments, agreeing to a $400,000 civil penalty and reimbursing WWE $1.33 million. At the time, he declared the matter closed. Meanwhile, the lawsuit filed in early 2024 by former WWE employee Janelle Grant against McMahon, WWE, and John Laurinaitis remains active. Grant has accused McMahon of sex trafficking and sexual abuse. The lawsuit was paused for 6 months in mid-2024, while federal investigators gathered evidence, but resumed in December 2024. Nonetheless, we will have to wait and see how the legal battle will continue, as it's clearly far from over at the moment. With former AEW star Ricky Starks debuting on WWE NXT the other night, details were provided by Ringside News, who wrote, "Ricky Starks just made his WWE debut on NXT, but there's one big mystery. Nobody actually said his name." Starks appeared on the February 11th episode, and while the crowd instantly recognized him and chanted his name, WWE never officially acknowledged it. According to Fightful Select, this was not an accident. The reaction was expected, but there's still no word on why WWE is keeping quiet on his name. His arrival comes just days after reports of AEW releases started making the rounds. Sources revealed that Starks has been on the list of expected cuts for a while, and once he became available, WWE wasted no time bringing him in. Back in December, WWE had reportedly not made any direct contact with Starks, but those within the company knew he'd be signed if he ever became a free agent. So why did Starks show up in NXT instead of Raw or SmackDown? According to sources, creative plans for WrestleMania are mostly locked in, making it harder to fit him into a major storyline right now. On the other hand, NXT offers more flexibility to work him into the mix immediately. Starks was also pulled from an indie event the same day as his NXT debut, as Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling wrote, "Important announcement. Due to circumstances beyond our control, Ricky Starks will not be in attendance on Saturday, February 15th at the Tannery Row Ale House. However, you can still expect the same incredible evening of Georgia's premier star-studded, action-packed, family-friendly, independent professional wrestling that TCW Live has to offer. We will see you at the matches." And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.